Live. It takes a second. Doot doot says we're loading. Loading. Hi. Okay, I think we're live. Hi.
Hello.
I think we're here. Yay! If you're here with us live, would you please do us the greatest honor and lean in, comment, letting us know you're live with the hashtag live. Hi, Cheryl. I see you here, beauty. Can you hear us this week? Christine, will you just check your audio and say hi real quick?
Hi, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me here, tuning in.
I can hear you. Can you all hear Christine? Hi, Erica. We see you tuning in. Hi, Angela. We're so excited you're here. Yes. So before I bring beautiful Christine to the center and allow her to just shower us with her knowledge and profound gifts, I'm glad everyone can hear us. I just want to create some nice sacred space for us all to learn, to grow, collaborate, and network together. Whether you're here live or on the replay, I'd love for you to just put in comments what your intention is for this conversation. What are you hoping to learn? What are you hoping to get out of this? So Christine and I can do a very intentional job in serving you all. Yay! And I'm going to be on my phone and on the computer because sometimes my computer freezes. And I just want to ask for your radical acceptance on my appearance. Christine and I were just talking about this. Hi, Claudia. Hi, Kelly. Um, I want to get everyone's confirmation. I can share a secret, and it's going to really tailor our juicy conversation today. And ask that you keep this secret that I'm going to share in this group only. So if I can share a personal secret with you, something Christine has really helped me through in the last few weeks, and we just keep it in this group until further instruction to share it publicly. Oh, the juicy wisdom. Okay, Eric, thank you. Yes, Claudia. Okay. Y'all, I'm pregnant. Oh my goodness. That's why I've been so absent. That's why we've had to cancel this show. And that's also why I have a black eye. Um, my morning sickness has been so bad, and I'm getting sick so violently. I popped muscles in my eye, my face. So a lot of you have been like, "Are you okay? Where are you?" It's because I am just going through a really tough trimester. And Christine is really here because she has helped me personally through this journey, not burning myself out and trying to overwork myself or thinking of some really cool, like passive income streams for me personally. And I'm like, you know what? We got to share this with everyone. So Christine is a beautiful recovery from burnout for all us mamas out there, all of us leaders. And she's really just going to shower us with some simple shifts. Like, guys, it's so simple. Like some of the suggestions she's made to me, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so simple. So, if you're a mama or a mama to be, whether you're a cat mom, a dog mom, a human mom, this is tailored to you. And I'm going to ask Christina to step in. And do you mind just introducing yourself briefly, my dear?
Absolutely. And congratulations. Obviously, the news is within this community, but so happy for you. I'm Christine Anastasia. I am a life coach, and I help and serve women that struggle to prioritize their needs. And so I really help women sort of get out of their own way and start the process of prioritizing their well-being through micro steps. I think we all can have a lot of drama around how we can pour into ourselves, how we can take care of ourselves. And that certainly gets really complicated when whether you're in caregiving role or have your own business or you're working full time and have a business. There's just all sorts of scenarios where women deprioritize themselves. So I really help women, step into that empowerment and those decisions and those small steps to sort of get you there. So I'm delighted to be here in this community with all of you.
Thank you, Christine. And yes, can anyone else identify like it's hard to prioritize ourselves? I'm so guilty. Like Christina's literally have to tell me, like, Tiff, it's okay to cancel your show. It's okay to not be on social media when you're like violently getting ill. You're growing a baby. And like I'm fighting her when she's telling me, like, relax. And it's so silly. Can anyone else identify when your body's literally screaming to relax and rest? And we're like, no, gotta keep going. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, thank you, Kelly. I see your congrats. Thank you, love. Yeah, it's hard sometimes. And Christine, do you mind just shedding some light on it? Like, where's this programming from? Like, why is it so hard to
Yeah,
prioritize yourself?
I think for a lot of us, like depending on, you know, who and where you grew up, in your family line, or just generally, like women have been sort of conditioned and culturally in these settings of just to overgive. And, from my mom's generation, it was like all about being a martyr and like every ounce of your soul goes to the kids. And just we weren't brought up in a way to really put a slice of ourselves first before serving, whether it's our family or our jobs. It's just um, it's been a part of us that this pleasing energy and this trying to do it all on limited resources. We haven't been sort of taught and shown how you can fill yourself up before you sort of engage in these other activities. So I think
Mm.
this has been like a long time of, you know, today at least rewriting the story and sort of figuring out what are the small ways that we do pour into ourselves so we can do this work in the world, whether it's having a business, working, taking care of your family. It all takes a lot of energy and capacity.
Yeah, yeah. Literally, and growing children takes a lot of energy and capacity. And I'm just curious, I guess, what's like the biggest symptom you see in your clientele or just the women you speak to as a result of us not honoring rest, right? Like trying to be a martyr and the awesome business leader. Like, what symptoms come up in
Yeah.
these?
I mean, I think what happens, and it's almost like an invisible layer, but we're all living within it, is that the way that our work lives function is in masculine paradigms. So we are innately in a masculine energy and we lean into adrenaline energy instead of really tapping into our intuition. And so what happens is that masculinity is overshadowing and sort of almost like a blanket over the parts of us that really need to be nurtured. And so many of my clients and women that I encounter are living in like the high speed hamster wheel energy because that's how our work lives function. And
Mhm.
unless you sort of tune into, oh, wait a minute, this isn't working. I need to get off the hamster wheel and stay in my alignment and stay with my intuition a little bit, lean into how I'm feeling, what I need in this season. You just can get completely overshadowed by just what we're living in, whether that's
Mhm.
corporate or entrepreneurship. Like burning the candle from both ends is just a way many people live. And I think women get sort of in the mix with that, and you even forget what it's like to have some of your femininity.
Yes. If it's okay, I'd like to pause and call on my beautiful sister, Claudia, to take some notes if she's called and in a position to do so. Because I love how you said we're wearing like this masculinity blanket and it's covering our beautiful gifts of intuition, the femininity of just like pure, deep inner knowing.
Mhm.
And I'm just curious from the audience if you feel that. Like when Christine said that, like I got chills and goosebumps. Thank you, Claudia. Yes, Claudia's going to take some notes for us. Thank you. And I remember when I was in my peak of corporate burnout, like my symptoms were terrible. Like I was getting migraines, I couldn't eat, I couldn't digest food. I was even urinating like on my way to appointments because like my bladder like couldn't like my body was just the organs were breaking down. And like you said, it's like this conditioning culturally, because in my head, I was like, well, this is what it takes to be successful. This is what it takes to earn a six-figure income and wear a $250 lady suit. Like I convinced myself these symptoms were normal.
Mhm.
And I'm just curious, like, and let us know if you guys have questions or comments. This is a really important topic. How can we as like women as a collective like get away from putting on this masculinity blanket? Like what?
Mhm.
How can we get away from that?
Well, I think it starts with like conversations here, but even just like going inward and knowing like burnout and stress are not a badge of honor.
Mm,
Need not to walk around thinking that being overworked, overstressed, and
mm,
in sort of this work harder, produce in order to feel your worthiness. You actually can do less and develop a focus and begin to strategize instead of sort of leaning into what our culture is saying, where it's like work more hours, do more things, stay on the hamster wheel, maybe pick up another job, like do more and more and more, when it's actually it's wrecking everything that we're built foundationally around just our well-being. Like do you want to show up for your family and your partner and all these other things in a way that feels good?
mm,
But what happens is we're showing up burned out, angry, stressed, overwhelmed, and
mhm.
it doesn't serve us in the end. So it's like there's this um, opposite thing happening where it's like we're living in a culture where that's all we see. And it's like taking the less traveled path, but the path that's most aligned for us is the one that's going to create more abundance and more I don't know, like synchronicity on who you're
Yeah.
supposed to serve and who's supposed to come into your life, into your business.
I love that, Christine. I took some notes because we're gonna unpack that. Yes, the less traveled path, but a more aligned path. I really like that. And just some comments coming in. I'll read to you, Christine, because I know you can't read these. Yeah, Angela's saying she gets migraines too, and she's definitely felt the hamster wheel before her accident. Yeah, we see you, Angela. Thank you for sharing and resonating with us. Erica's saying she's putting her foot down in the masculine environment for her in corporate America. It's difficult, but it's so necessary. I've been navigating that for years. Holla freaking Luya to you, Erica. Take that stance. We're behind you. Claudia is saying it starts with conversations. Knowing burnout and stress is not a badge of honor. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that, Claudia. Cheryl is saying, thank you. I'm so sick of hearing, oh, I'm a busy mom of 30 working two full-time jobs. Yeah. Like, and I'm just curious because this is something I've had to fix. Like when I ask, like, hey, Christine, how are you? Oh, I'm so busy. I've eliminated that from my vocabulary. I'll say things like, I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm having so
Right.
much fun being pregnant, navigating business, instead of like, I'm busy. And I
Mhm.
challenge you all to do the same thing. Just eliminate that. Like share like what's really going on in your life. You're growing, you're expanding. Like even eliminating the word busy for me has helped me. Yeah, thank you for leaning in with us. Janice is saying it's all about balance. And, Janice, if it's okay, I'd like to highlight later, in a few points here, something you've done recently, if that's okay, Janice.
I'd
Um,
like to add to that,
yeah,
Tiffany, about what you were saying about, when we're asking women how they are, there's also like this thing that happens around toxic positivity that we also don't need to subscribe to. Like, I
yes.
ask a lot of my friends, how are they? And I actually want them to tell me how they really are. And for me, like, fine, or like just the classic, oh, things are good. I know because I'm intuitive that that's not really the story. And I think as women, we actually also have to just support each other on every step of the journey, because what happens, whether you have children or you're in different phases of your life, caring for aging parents, whatever it might be, life is hard all the way through. And we don't need to also just show up for people in our lives that, you know,
Mm.
we're accommodating them to
Mhm.
to show that we're fine. And
Yeah.
fine to me is kind of mediocre. So the other layer of this is also learning, how do you create a business that serves your well-being and that isn't one where, you know, you have to live in that burnout and that like overwhelm all the time. It's like, how do we make it the right mix, the right formula for you?
Yes, I love that point. And you said that when you said prioritizing and focusing, shifting our focus to a strategy that really aligns with our most potent energy. And like, let's talk about it. The most potent way to earn an income. You said that. And if it's okay, I'd like to segue into this
Mhm.
because I have found, and we've talked about this, you know, the women I have worked with, they're almost, I want to say this as delicately because I am this person too. I shy away from the things that earn the most money because sometimes I sabotage myself. I'm programmed to believe that earning, you know, $1,000 looks strenuous. It looks hard when really I can host a workshop, a private workshop for $1,000, could be 3 hours long, and charge everyone, you know, $400, $500, and you can make $1,000 with two people that sign up. And
Mhm.
I've done this before. And I don't do it often because I like sabotage, like earning $1,000 can't be that easy. Can
Mhm.
anybody else identify with that? And I'd really love your expertise on this. Like, why do we do that? The things that earn the most money and are the most fun, why don't we want to do it?
Mhm.
Janice, thank you. Yes, thank you. Everyone's like, yep, being resourceful. Yeah. Yeah, Christine, why do we do that? Or why do I do that?
Well, and like the thing is I think too, there's something also happening in the background in terms of like, where are you energetically in terms of how you're interacting with your clients or the space or the community. People pick up on that. And so if you're in a place of like feeling empty or lost or not really like aligned with your goal, it might not click in the way that it needs to in terms of getting that person to work with you or getting that workshop or whatever it might be. So I think it's that serving with integrity and in a place
Mm,
that feels abundant and it feels like it's aligned. I
mhm,
think having other ways to bring in income so you have that runway sort of feels more supported, feels
mm,
like you're moving towards your goals and having a focus. Because I think even with the self-sabotage, um it's like the mind gets in the way, and sometimes we want to overcomplicate instead of looking like that might be the most um aligned route to go. But it's like we think that there should be more to it, should be harder, we should be working harder, but in the end it's like when opportunity can feel easy, it can. We can lean into like ease. If something is working in your business, whether that's one-on-ones or workshops or mini course or whatever it might be, if it's working, keep going. And then if something isn't working, focus on the tweak to see how to manage it instead of all of us throwing multiple things at the wall. Let's throw more things at the wall.
yes, yes. And I'd love everyone to just fine tune their listening. Do what works for you, right? Like if workshops is your jam, honey, do workshops and start charging for them, you know, with integrity, you know, let's be loving and supportive to our sisters. If it's women you work with or whomever, offer a price that's lights out that people don't have to fight to find the money for, you know, like really know your audience, really know what their income barriers are. If it's mini courses, make them low ticket, sell the heck out of them. If it's one-on-one, do your thing. I know everyone's all about group coaching, and there is a place for that. I believe in that. But if your jam is consulting 101, or doing like deep dives with people, do that. Because what Christine is saying, do what works for you. And this is something me and my students were talking about last week. You'll like this, Christine. We're having this like 80s like sass attitude. It's like, honey, it's your business. Act like it. Like, kind of like act like it. If you want to do courses only and earn passive income that way, do it.
Right.
And actually, if it's okay, I'd like to just highlight, Janice, how many new students did you enroll into your visualization membership last week? Christine, you're going to love this. Janice is a beautiful being. And 12, she enrolled 12 clients in 1 week into
Amazing.
her visualization, manifestation recordings.
Love that.
And then she has a community where they can share what came up, what they manifested as a result of doing her visualization practices. It's a beta launch. It's her first time. She offered it at a very affordable price, and people are getting results. And she's a mom.
Yeah.
She loves to do art and she does photography. She's like, I just want a way to earn, an income without like being on the computer all the time. She did that in 3 days.
It's amazing.
Like that I'm amazed, right? But just like you're saying, Christine, like do the thing you're aligned with. She
Totally.
loves that. That's why it's sold, and same with you and I. We talk about this all the time. If you want to do public speaking, do it. That's where you're aligned, do it.
Right. And I think it's like aligning offers and things that can serve different people because there's like different ways, like there can be free, there can be,
Mhm.
something that's a smaller ticket, there can be this, there can be that. And I'm not saying like do all these things if you don't want to do them, but there's different avenues to do things that light you up and to kind of keep moving your business in a way that feels aligned. And it sounds like, the person in your community has other things going on, but this is also something that's really filling her. And how does she keep replicating that? It's worked. There's 12 people in her universe and there's probably more coming on the way.
Yes, exactly. And I'm just curious, Christine, for anyone that may be silently watching, right, who maybe feels like that can't happen for me. Like, there's no way I can generate 12 clients or even start my own dream business. I've been working this hard for this long. Like, what's something you'd say to that woman? Like, what's something she can do today to shift her out of that masculine blanket mentality?
You know, I think for all of us, the process, whether it's like starting a business or nurturing something inside of us, feels like it's a whole thing. And I do this in my coaching practice on a daily basis. Like, all you have to do is take like a millimeter of a step. It's a step. And whether that's, you know, it could even be like the pre part of a business, getting back to something that's creative that you like, that could
Yeah.
birth another idea, or it could be starting to work with a mentor to get the wheels going on something that you'd like to create. All of these things don't have to happen in a day. They don't have to happen in 3 months. They don't have to happen in a few years. This is something that is innately within you that you'd like to share with the world and cultivate. And I think that when we look at it in steps and you bring in the right supports and finding your community and all of that, that's what sort of gets you out of the, oh, this couldn't be for me, or where that motivation piece is. Because I'll share like a tidbit. When I was laid off a few years ago from my position of 11 years, I wasn't sure what was going to be on the other side. And I started making wreaths. Like, I was in my basement and I bought all these different materials, and it was working with my hands that I was like, I don't know what's going to come for what is to come for me. I mean, I'm a life coach now, but it was working with my hands because I'm very creative and I like to paint. I like to do all those things. And then I was writing. and I was blogging and I was developing my voice and all of these pieces that have landed me here. But it's always been around clicking back to that intuition and the parts of me that honestly were suppressed. And I think that anybody who's gone through a burnout experience, it's all deep underneath the surface, underneath the hood. And until you crack it and really get under there, that's where your gifts are born.
Mm, I love all of that. I could run through a wall if I wasn't so bruised up and nauseated. I probably would. Y'all, can I give a challenge? Because like I feel like I need that challenge. And straight up, I said to my partner David and my mom yesterday, I said, because I can't do anything, like I need coloring books. And it's so funny you talked about reads because I'm like, I just want coloring books. Like I feel so like blah because I'm so sick in this first trimester. Like, can we all just like give ourselves radical permission this week to do something that's suppressed, whether it's making wreaths, coloring books, I don't
Mhm.
know, running topless in your yard, like whatever the heck it is, like, can we do it and share it in the group and tag Christine and I? Can we do that? Janice said, shut up. I had an idea to create a coloring book. Please send it to me. Please. I am like so bored being home all day. Kim says, so good. Hi, Kim. I didn't see you tune in. Yeah, and we only have a few minutes here, and if anyone has questions for Christine before she signs out, and she's gonna come in and post ways to connect with her after the fact. But Christine, is there anything you want to leave us?
Yeah, I have a couple of things, just sort of takeaways. We talked a little bit around, building a sustainable business, other ways to generate income, but permission to give yourself the runway and to really think about these three things. And less is more. You don't need to create like a madness effect in your brain of all the things you need to do. We're already smothered with that in so many areas of our life. Try to develop a focus, something that is true to your heart and something that you want to cultivate. That focus is going to drown out the noise of everything that's around you. And how do you want to sort of show up and serve with sustainability and integrity is really building that path that allows you to do it. So, if that's working full time and carving out an hour a week to look at this project or this business or this idea, then that's what it is. Or maybe it's shifting into part-time work and also building it. But you don't have to like do this 120%, 100 miles an hour. I'm all about sort of like slow and steady, and that might not resonate for everybody. Everybody's capacity is different,
Mhm.
but tuning into what makes sense for you and becoming aware of all of this masculinity that shrouds us to quiet that noise down and remember the parts of you that are trying to nudge you into creativity and into the parts that are wanting you to come out. Like I think of Tiffany right now, there's something that's telling her she needs to look at this coloring book. And who knows, there could be an idea that's during her phase of where she is in this motherhood journey that is an idea generating thing. So she needs to get that and she needs to sort of cultivate it and stew with it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wrote all those points down. Give myself the runway. Less is more. Do what's sustainable, enjoyable, integrity aligned with my values. And exactly like you're saying, I do believe there's something dormant in me. And, we've talked about like birthing a business, birthing a child. Like in a Janice, I saw your comment where intuition feels silly. Right. Like my intuition right now, and a lot of you moms know this, this is my first pregnancy. Like I feel so connected to like nature and like other women. Like I'm crying all the time. And like it's dormant, like that I don't know what it is, but you're exactly right. Kind of like you with the reefs. I feel like I just have to get creative and out of the masculine blanket.
Mm-hmm.
I will be honest, a lot of you know in my burnout recovery journey, like I'm a very masculine woman. I didn't have any femininity 4 or 5 years ago. My hair was short. I didn't have time for my hair. I didn't get my, like, I didn't do any feminine things. Not that getting our nails and hair done is feminine, but like I just didn't know how to play with myself and trust intuition. And I really love how you're saying this, Christine. It's like, give myself the runway.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm giving everyone here, Angela, Janice, Claudia, Kim, Kelly, everyone that's been here and anyone on the replay, like give yourself the runway. It's your business. Act like it says. You want to start coloring and have a coloring course? Go for it. Your income streams open up when we're open up. That's exactly what Christine is teaching me, especially through this pregnancy journey. I'm like, girl, I got 30 minutes to work. What do I do? And she's like, don't. It's like be. And
Yeah.
there's so many ideas coming up. And I just thank you for this, Christine. This was so helpful for me too. And anybody that is here live or on the replay, can you please just give Christine some love? She took time out of her busy day. She's got 3 kids under 7. She is a bright light and she just showered us with so much profound giftedness. And then Christine, where can we find you? Can you come back in the group and just like comment like where
Absolutely. I'll jump back in there. My website's easy. It's just Anastasia.com. I'm on all the multiple social media platforms. And the one last thought I wanted to leave everybody with is also remember that as a woman that there's different versions of yourself that are evolving and there's different chapters. And whether or not we have children or not in this life, we're evolving. And so that is part of the seasons of your business and the seasons of your life to honor those, because that is what we're giving for our legacy for whoever is around us and these next chapters and generations. So remember that there's a reason for each season that you're in.
Mm. Thank you, Christine. That was so beautiful. Claudia, you went above and beyond for note taking. She was taking like every line. That was way beyond. Thank you. And thank Claudia, y'all. She was taking some notes for anyone hard of hearing or maybe multitasking. So thank you, Claudia. We're going to end and we'll see you next week. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for investing in yourself. And we'll see you all next week. Be well.
Thank you.